TechInFive.
Python in practice, master real-world projects in 5 minutes. Kickstart your machine learning journey with Scikit-Learn, Python's go-to library. Follow our hands-on example to build your first predictive model. Welcome to our quick guide on getting started with Scikit-Learn. In this video, we'll introduce you to the core components of the Scikit-Learn workflow and walk you through a hands-on example using a well-known dataset to demonstrate how easily you can implement a machine learning model. Let's break down the typical workflow in a machine learning project using Scikit-Learn. Every machine learning project begins with data preparation. With Scikit-Learn, load data from various sources, clean and format it to meet the algorithm's requirements. Handle missing values, encode categorical variables, and normalize or scale features to ensure your data is ready for modeling. Scikit-Learn offers a variety of models, from simple linear regression to complex ensemble methods. Choosing the right model depends on the nature of your data and the specific problem you're trying to solve. Once you've chosen a model, train it on your dataset using the fit method in Scikit-Learn, where you pass in your training data, and the model learns to associate the features with the target variable. After the model has been trained, you can use it to make predictions on new data. This is typically done using the predict method, which takes new instances of data and returns predictions based on the learning from the training phase. The final step in the machine learning workflow is evaluating your model's performance. Scikit-Learn provides various metrics. Assess your model's effectiveness and use the results to guide further refinement and improvement. Let's dive into a practical example to see Scikit-Learn in action. We'll use the famous iris dataset, helping us predict their species based on these measurements. We'll use a decision tree model for this classification task. In this tutorial, we'll continue using the machine learning Docker image we created in previous videos and demonstrate our Scikit-Learn example in Jupyter Notebook. First, we need to load the iris dataset. Scikit-Learn makes this incredibly easy with built-in datasets. Here, X contains the features, sepal length, sepal width, petal length, petal width, and Y is the target variable that represents the iris species. Next, we'll create a decision tree model. Decision trees are useful for both classification and regression and are easy to interpret. Now, let's train our model on the entire dataset. While it's usually best to split the data into training and testing sets, we'll use the entire dataset for simplicity in this example. Although it's just one line of code, the fit command is where the magic happens. For a decision tree, this learning involves deciding how best to split the data into groups at each node within the tree. It looks for the best features that create the most distinct groups based on the target variable. The decision tree algorithm iteratively divides the feature space into branches that lead to the leaves of the tree, where each leaf represents a decision outcome, the predicted class. Once the model is trained, we can use it to make predictions. Let's predict the species of an iris flower using a new sample. Here, iris.target_names will translate our numeric prediction back into the species name. To better understand how our decision tree makes decisions, we can visualize it. This visualization shows the paths in the tree, where decisions are made based on the features. This simple example demonstrates how Scikit-Learn can be used to load data, create a model, train it, and make predictions. Decision trees, like the one we used, are particularly illustrative because they offer clear insights into the decision-making process. As we wrap up our tutorial on Scikit-Learn, let's recap the essential skills we've covered today. We started with an introduction to Scikit-Learn, outlining its role as a foundational tool in machine learning. We then walked through a practical example using the iris dataset, where we demonstrated how to load data, create a decision tree model, train this model, and make predictions. Remember, the journey into machine learning is iterative and exploratory. Every dataset teaches you something new, and every model you build increases your proficiency. Thank you for joining this tutorial. Keep learning and keep experimenting. I look forward to seeing you in future videos.
Stay tuned for more videos on TechInFive.